For a deaf person, going into a building without an interpreter and not being able to communicate is the same thing as for a person in a wheelchair not having a ramp. You must use a professional interpreter to provide those services, and you are required to pay for those services under the law.
For over 2 decades, ASL Interpreter Referral Service Incorporated has specialized in supporting individuals who are deaf, hard of hearing, and deaf-blind, and hearing people, with a team of qualified interpreters and CART captionists who share a common objective: to facilitate communication for everyone.
All providers of services, such as employers, state, local government, private providers of services such as doctors, lawyers, courts, all of those individuals or entities are required to provide services to those people with disabilities so that they can have effective communication, so that they can participate in the same way that non-disabled people can.
There are different forms of communication in the deaf community, and it is very important for you to know that when hiring an interpreter. There must be a perfect fit between the interpreter, the deaf consumer, the hearing consumer, and the form of communication.
The law provides that state and local government must give primary consideration to the choices of that disabled person. Private providers of services such as doctors, whether it be an individual solo practitioner or a hospital, need to consult with the person with disabilities. Although the ultimate choice may be that entity's decision, they must ensure effective communication. Some people may require professional interpreters. Some people may require CART. So if you say to the deaf individual, I'm going to write back and forth with you, and that does not ensure effective communication, then you are violating the law.
ASL and CART are acronyms for the most commonly used forms of accommodations, but there are many other types. ASL, American Sign Language, is the most familiar form of communication for most people. ASL uses gestures, facial expressions, and body movement to communicate. While there are many other signed languages, ASL is the predominant one in the United States. CART, which stands for Communication Access Real-Time Translation, is often referred to as real-time captioning. It uses a captionist with a stenotype machine and software to display what others are saying on either a laptop screen or a projector.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Psych 101. I just wanted to point out here that we have a CART instructor for anyone who needs accommodations. You can just look up here and it's going to be typing out what I'm saying.
In the educational setting, the school is required to provide accommodations such as interpreters or CART to those individuals who may be coming to the school and need those accommodations. That will include not only the student who has a disability, but the parent or family member. So that will be for graduations, for family conferences, for parent-teacher meetings, for all of those kinds of events. The school is required to provide accommodations for those things.
Is this something that was congenital, something that you were born with?
I was born.
For all medical providers, whether it be an individual solo practitioner or a hospital, the requirement is that they ensure effective communication with those people who come to them.
Sometimes my pain goes away and sometimes it doesn't.
For the deaf individual, that will mean providing qualified interpreters or CART.
But also stretch.
You're not going to be able to provide the medical services that you need to provide. You're not going to be able to have all the information that you need to have without providing accommodations.
Please raise your right hand, put your left hand on the Bible.
When discussing the legal system, it has many different facets. That would include the police, the court system, private attorneys. When a deaf person comes into the police station, the police are required to provide an accommodation.
Good morning, Mr. Brown.
When a deaf person approaches the court system or has to use the court system for whatever reason, the court system is responsible to provide the accommodation. When a deaf person goes to a private attorney, that private attorney is required to ensure effective communication by providing, again, either an interpreter or CART.
It is important to work with someone who understands the diversity of needs in the deaf community and who can help you to provide those services to meet those needs.
ASL Interpreter Referral Service Incorporated is dedicated to clear and effective communication by providing the correct professional that matches the individual's communication needs. We work closely with our clients, helping them to determine what their needs are and how to meet them. We can accommodate all communication needs for every deaf, hard of hearing, and deaf-blind person. We are your communication solution.